talk about what the significance of this fight is for these two fighters, first and foremost. First off, we're going to start with Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton. Stephen Coolboy Fulton. Brothers undefeated, 21-0, 8 KOs. Last fight was against Daniel Roman, I believe, Daniel Roman, and it was a unanimous decision. His toughest fight has been Daniel Figueroa, one of the best fights of 2019. I believe they were scheduled to have a rematch. However, he chose to fight Naoya, which is again phenomenal. What this means for Stephen Fulton, cool boy, is the fact that, again, like I said before, he feels that he's underrated. He feels that nobody's giving the credit that he deserves, and he should be considered one of the best in the world. Now, even with that, despite how he feels, let's face reality. He hasn't had a major win to give him credence for that. And by major win, I'm talking about a performance and an opponent that shoots him up to the top in terms of, oh shoot, this is the recognition, or oh, this is the guy. Again, one of the fights of the year last year, Brandon Figueroa was phenomenal. It was great, hotly contested. He pulled it out to win the WBC and WBO titles. This isn't bashing him, no, far from it. But we also know that when you make a claim like that, you also have to understand pound for pound isn't just, oh, you're undefeated. It's who you beat and how you beat them. This is the fight that Fulton has been waiting on. There should be no more complaining on whether or not he is actively considered in the pound for pound, because of the fact that this now is this is your level. This is your gauge. This is where you see whether you belong or not in that conversation of being one of the greats in the entirety of the sport. Stephen Fulton, you are at an opportunity where few people get in the world of boxing. You have a chance to dethrone and usurp somebody who, again, I feel is on his way to being not just a generational talent, but somebody that we're going to talk about as one of the best ever in the sport of boxing, regardless of era. It's rare that you find somebody like this, and it's rare that you fight somebody like this. And it's also very rare that you win against somebody like this, because somebody of this caliber, of the monster, who sets a trailblaze of just bodies and outright outclassing opponents, left, right, and center. Fulton right now, and this is not being harsh, this is being realistic, what we've seen track record in the world of boxing. Fulton right now is in position to where either he will be the guy that does the major upset and catapults his name into reality or into the stratosphere of the boxing world, or he's going to be one of the quality opponents and quality champions that we look back on in Naoya's career and say, this is one of the many great fighters that he was able to overcome and conquer, further bolstering Naoya's legacy. That's where Fulton is right now. He's at a point where either he can take the brass ring or become a very credible notch in the career of Naoya Inoue. Because if he loses this fight, I don't want to hear that Fulton's a tomato can. I don't want to hear that. Fulton is a high-quality fighter. Again, the best in the world at super bantamweight. At 122 pounds, there's nobody better. Absolutely. There's nobody better. There's nobody better. There isn't. It's just the truth, and he's proven it. But even still, he's not there in terms of overall world acclaim due to the fact that, like I said before, he doesn't have the names on his resume. But he can easily fall into getting a big-time name on his resume to becoming a big-time name on somebody else's resume. And for Naoya Inoue, this fight represents another step on the road to becoming an all-time great, as akin to somebody like a Manny Pacquiao. or like fighters of the past who went one, moved up, one, moved up, one, moved up, and just consistently throughout the his era and throughout the great fighters in his time, he consistently performed and stepped his game up and produced. Naoya Inoue is on a track of potentially having the ability, again, to reach the heights that we talk about with fighters like all-time great fighters. Again, like Willie Pep, like Salvador Sanchez, like Sugar Ray Leonard. And that's because of the fact that all of them, when it came time to take the challenge, they took it. And consistently they kept on producing and elevating themselves. Now again, I don't know if he's going to fight as much as a Salvador Sanchez or Julio Cesar Chavez. You're probably not going to get a fighter today who's at the top of his game getting 100 fights in his career. It's probably not going to happen. That still doesn't take away from the fact that this can be something incredible. It's spectacular for his career.